Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Mahbubullah Wazir, and the topic is the right atrium. Look, the heart consists of four chambers: right atrium, right ventricle. It is also called as right heart, and the left atrium and left ventricle, that is also called as left heart. The right side of the heart receives the deoxygenated blood from whole body and also from the heart tissue by itself, and then from the right atrium it passes to the right ventricle. From the right ventricle this deoxygenated blood passes through the pulmonary artery to the right and left lungs. Then the left atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs through these four pulmonary veins and pump it into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle then the blood passes through the artery to all of the body to supply it, also to supply the heart tissue itself. Okay, now the right atrium, okay, look over here, this is the right atrium. In an anatomical position, the right atrium lies to the right and anterior to the left atrium, which lies to the left and posterior. And this right atrium, number one, it forms the right border of the heart. And number two, it contributes into formation of the anterior sternocostal cells of the heart. And you look at it, this right atrium is being separated from the right ventricle by this coronary sulcus or atrioventricular sulcus. And the anterior part of this right atrium, it projects anteriorly in the form of the ear shape, and this part of the right atrium, it is called as right auricle. And you can see the right auricle and the left auricle, they approach on the anterior surface towards one another and overlay the start of the aorta and also the pulmonary trunk. And posteriorly you can see also, alright, that it is being separated over here from the ventricles by this atrioventricular sulcus. Okay, now you can see opening into this right atrium, from above is the superior vena cava and from below is the inferior vena cava, bringing deoxygenated blood from all the body. And then another big vein, look this way, which receives the deoxygenated blood from the heart tissue itself. It also opens into the right atrium. Okay, on the external surface, starting from the right, from superior vena cava to the inferior vena cava, there is usually a groove, a sulcus. If present, this is being called as sulcus terminalis cordis or sulcus terminalis. A groove, a depression is present over here. Okay. So these external features, now you look over here please. Look, this is the right atrium forming the right border, and this you can see this is the right auricle. And you can see this is the aorta, and then this is the pulmonary trunk, and look, the right and left auricles, this is the left auricle, this is the right auricle, it overlay over the base of the aorta and the pulmonary trunk. Then over here, look, this is the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and you can see this groove, make it clear, this groove which is being called as sulcus terminalis, and it is being separated from the right ventricle by this atrioventricular groove or atrioventricular sulcus. Okay, now we open the right atrium and see inside it. When you open it, you will find, look, make it clearly, look, this upper anterior part, including that of the auricular part, that is rough, having many muscular ridges, while this lower part it is smooth. Okay, opening. Look, this part, this anterior part, it is having many muscular ridges, while this lower part, it is smooth. You look, this lower part when it receives the inferior vena cava and the coronary sinus, this part is smooth, while this anterior part, including the part of the auricle, that is having these muscular ridges, and these muscular ridges are being called as musculi pectinati, or also called as pectinate muscle. Okay, now you look again over here, please. Look, this lower part, look, this is very smooth, while this upper part, you can see, it is having these pectinate muscle or pectinate ridges. And you look, over here, opening into it is the superior vena cava, and the opening of superior vena cava is not being guarded by any veil. And then you can see, this is the opening of inferior vena cava. You look, this is the inferior vena cava opening, and then just to the left of it, you can see this opening. This is the opening of the coronary sinus or coronary vein, and you can see this rudimentary ridge extending from the opening of inferior vena cava toward this coronary sinus. Okay, so in this way, opening into the smooth part of the right atrium is the superior vena cava, the opening of which is not being bounded by any veil, and the opening of the inferior vena cava, this one, and the opening of, look, this coronary sinus, which are being bounded by this rudimentary veil. Then you can see this septum which separates the right atrium from the left atrium, lying obliquely between the two. And over here at this septum, you can see this depression. Make it clear. This depression is called as fossa ovale, and the breast margins of the fossa ovale, these are called as limbus fossa ovale. So in this way, the interior of the right atrium is being described as having the opening of superior vena cava and the opening of inferior vena cava and the opening of the coronary sinus, and these two, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus, this you can see over here, this small muscular ridge which is called as the rudimentary inferior veil, and you can see this fossa ovale, and the margin of the fossa ovale are called as limbus fossa ovale, and then anteriorly you can see this pectinate muscle or musculi pectinati. Okay, and in addition to that, you can see over here, look, if you look, this is the fossa ovale, and this small opening, that is the opening of the coronary sinus, and that is the opening of inferior vena cava. Okay, and opening in addition to this into the right atrium is small veins, and these small veins are called as venous cordus minimi, and opening into the right atrium through the small foramina, and these small foramina are called as foramina venerum minimarum. In this way, opening right into the right atrium, superior inferior vena cava, coronary sinus, and venous cordus minimi opening through the foramina venerum minimarum, and on the septal wall which separate the right atrium from the left atrium, which is like obliquely like this. Over here is present the fossa ovale, and the margins of which are being called as limbus fossa ovale. And then the right atrium and right ventricle, then the atrium then leads into the right atrium, which is being separated from the right ventricle by this tricuspid vein, which are atrioventricular vein, which I will discuss in connection with the right ventricle. Okay, thank you very much.